I had a deal on the table at Universal, 1.3 million they offered me for my album, solo album, and then for G-Unit solo album, and I didn't take the deal. And Yayo and them was looking at me like, how much? Like, you're not gonna take it. I didn't even know how to explain it to them that we would just be in the ocean. Like, we'd just be another thing on Universal Music Group. And I'm saying, I'm not doing that deal. I'm doing a deal with Eminem.
50 did this. It's almost like we found this diamond or something. So it was about taking what was already there and us just having the platform to just be able to say, here, everybody, hear it all at once.
I don't know what you heard about me, but if it can't get a dollar.
Hey, bro, why am I just getting chills, dog? Why am I just getting chills, bro? What? What? Damn, Stevie, why you always talking about Eminem? You know what I'm saying? Why you always bigging them up? Why you always on his nuts? Why you always praising him? Don't you ever talk about anybody else? Hey, first of all, this is like off the subject, but a little bit on the subject. Like, if I'm posting something and it's something that you're not interested in, why watch it? That blows my mind. If you don't like something, why watch it? Why be in the comments commenting on something that you don't like? Why watch the video from beginning to the end if you know it's something you're not going to be interested in? I mean, that's just the inner workings of a hater's mind will always confuse me. But like, for real, like, if it's something I don't want to watch, I'm not going to watch it. And they're not going to be in the comments talking about why I don't want to watch it. But anyway, back on subject. For those of y'all who don't think I need to give any more attention to Eminem and he got enough fans and all that, bruh. Hey, nah, bruh. When you got shit like this. As y'all know, Eminem has been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is something I'm very ignorant of. I don't know enough about it, you know what I mean? But I've been getting flooded with people letting me know that this is going on. And anyway, I got sent this article from the Patreon. Totally surprised the hell out of me, man. This is from the Rolling Stone, and they're promoting this bullshit. Hence why I do what I do. I say what I say. You know what I'm saying? Even though Eminem runs my channel, but still, it comes from a real place, man. When you got shit like this, dog. This isn't just your everyday trolls whose opinions don't fucking matter. This is journalists or whomever wrote this shit, and Rolling Stone put this shit out. Look what it says, though. Look what it says. If a white megastar gets in before so many of the black pioneers who came first, what message does that send? I just said this on another video, man. I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, I believe that's where the crux of the hatred comes from in regards to Eminem, because there's a white boy out here demolishing everybody in a black dominated industry. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And the moment you say white, black, and something like this, bro, you discrediting everything from everybody. I would like to see what is required to be nominated for the Hall of Fame, but I'd imagine it doesn't have anything to do with anybody being white or black or those who came first. You know what I'm saying? I'd imagine it's about influence, reach, how you change the game. You know what I mean? I'm interested in what's required of the artist, but still, to minimize it down to race. When we're talking about Eminem, man. I mean, I'm beating this dead horse, though. I'm beating this dead horse, but to see this come from Rolling Stone, like, damn, that's crazy. When the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame released its list of nominees for 2022 induction, the debate we've come to expect given the institution's history wasn't far behind. There's no shortage of gripes from fans, many having to do with the Hall's apparent blind spot for black female artists and post-disco R&B acts. What happened to Chaka Khan, nominated several times in the past but conspicuously absent this year? Why has it taken Dionne Warwick so long to get in? Sade's never been nominated. How about groundbreaking black punk outfit Bad Brains? And surely George Michael deserves a shout, right? Yeah, this person has an agenda, bro. It's black versus white. It reminds me of society, bro. It reminds me of society, man. It low-key reminds me of the Rittenhouse case, man. That's what it reminds me of. all these black artists didn't get in. So why is this white artist get in now before everybody else? Rittenhouse was, I know I'm taking it there, but whatever. Rittenhouse got into the situation he got in as a white boy. If a black man had got to that situation, things would have occurred differently. But it's all speculation. It's the same thing though, bro. Like, it should be in a vacuum. What does Shaka Khan or other black artists have to do with Eminem? I mean, Eminem, it's fucking, oh, I don't want to cuss. It's fucking Eminem though, man. None of these Shaka Khan, Dionne Warwick, George Michael, for that matter, are not even in the same league as Eminem, and y'all minimizing Eminem to race, bruh, to race. But the most head-scratching news of all is the first-time nomination of Eminem, whose inclusion this year highlights once again the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's rather disrespectful treatment of hip-hop. Okay, whose inclusion this year highlights once again the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's rather disrespectful treatment of hip hop. It's disrespectful to nominate Eminem for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. See, I need to know who's already been inducted though. Who's already there for them to be saying some crazy shit like that? We talk about Eminem. It's not debatable that he's in top 5 dead or alive. For the majority, it's not debatable, and he's still going. Okay, but this is known. Let's get this out the way. Marshall Mathers, taken on his own merits, has a strong case for the Hall. Okay, you're contradicting yourself now. He's one of the best-selling artists of all time, the best-selling hip-hop artist of all time, and in his prime years, he was one of the genre's defining talents and obscenely skillful lyrics who for decades has played the role of jokester, storyteller, every parent's nightmare, respected rhyme tactician, and devoted hip-hop fanboy. Bro, you were contradicting yourself. You're going to praise him like that. Like, name another artist out here who has the amount of presence in each of those lanes you just listed. Name another artist as prominent and relevant as Eminem who's able to be elite in all those categories. Whatever. It also hasn't hurt him that Eminem is white in the majority black genre, a factor that has helped him reach certain platforms his peers could never imagine. You know, hold that against him, bro. Don't matter though. It don't matter. Like, what did Eminem say? I just did a reaction to it on the Kamikaze track. All right, y'all always talking about me being a white boy doing my thing. Has there ever been another white boy been able to have the impact that I've had? Is it only because I'm white? Nah, man. If it was only because I'm white, these white boys would be beating ahead of me. But nah, it's levels to it. All about race, right? So the question isn't whether or not he deserves to be placed alongside his idol LL Cool J, whom he performed with during last year's induction ceremony. It's whether he should be voted in ahead of all the other deserving hip-hop pioneers who just so happen to be black. Since the 2000 induction of the Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5, there have been a grand total of 8 hip-hop inductees, and many of them faced long odds to get there. LL, who kicked off one of rap's greatest and longest runs with 1985 debut, Radio, blah, 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 blah. The multi-platinum superstar provided the template for all modern solo MCs, sat and watched the same artists he made history with in the 80s. Run DMC, the Beastie Boys, Public Enemy, NWA be inducted before him. 90s hip-hop behemoths Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. got in before James Todd Smith too. And when LL was finally ushered in last year alongside towering mogul Jay-Z, it wasn't in the artist category. The Hall put him in the music excellence branch, more often reserved for exceptional music sidemen like Billy Preston, King Curtis, and Glenn Johns. So it sounds like whoever wrote this article is upset that LL was treated the way he was treated by the Hall of Fame. But I'm trying to find some objectivity in this to bring this to a point. So let me finish reading this fucking article. The Rock Hall has a hip-hop problem. The idea that Eminem will get in before the likes of Eric B., Rakim, who have disappeared from the ballot after their first nomination in 2012, Ice-T, De La Soul, Snoop Dogg, Nas, the Wu-Tang Clan, Outkast, and Roots, opens up a problematic can of worms. All of these acts are pioneers who paved the way for Eminem's success, but they're going to have to wait at least another year to be honored. To put it in simple, historic terms, how would it have looked if the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame had inducted Gladys Knight before Aretha Franklin, Prince before James Brown, Green Day before the Ramones, Nirvana before R.E.M., or Kenny G before Miles Davis? Laughable, isn't it? Eminem is one of the best to ever do it, and he'll get his day. Until then, as always, hip-hop is watching. This article is trash. This article is ass. This article is ass. It's so biased. It's so biased. And they're low-key trying to put who they think deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has their own requirements, man. I low key wanna hold on. Let me see. What is it like? Is that supposed to matter? Pioneer, who did it first? Based on this last paragraph, how would it look if Gladys Knight was inducted before Aretha Franklin? That has nothing to do with Eminem. Gladys Knight and Aretha Franklin are within vicinity of each other as far as what they brought to the game. I mean, I would argue Aretha Franklin was much more impactful than Gladys Knight. Her career was a lot larger than Gladys Knight, so that wouldn't make sense. So to use that comparison to compare to the likes of Eminem and his competition in the rap game, bro, nobody compares to him. He's the biggest selling hip hop artist of all time. He's in everyone's GOAT conversation. His impact, his reach, he's changed the game so much. None of these rappers that he listed that haven't gotten in yet even compared to what Eminem has done as far as hip hop. And I'd imagine those things that I just listed off is what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame take into consideration, nominating him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No one has done what Eminem has done thus far in hip hop. That's including Ice-T, De La Soul, Snoop Dogg, Nas, Wu-Tang, Outkast, The Roots, Salt and Pepper. It don't matter that they was here before, and it don't matter that they're black. That has nothing to do with the damn. That shouldn't have anything to do. I'd imagine it doesn't have anything to do with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame requirements. But this damn article is stupid as hell. Let's see what it takes to be nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Here we go. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction criteria. So they don't have like strict criteria. Artists became eligible for induction 25 years after the release of their first project. Criteria include the influence and significance of the artist's contribution to the development and perpetuation of rock and roll. Okay, well, based on that criteria, rap shouldn't even be in there. But I'm assuming they tried to provide some inclusivity in this thing because they got rappers in there already. But artists become eligible for induction 25 years after their first record. That should speak volumes because Eminem is still rapping and it's still popping, still doing his thing, still breaking all types of records every damn day, like longevity, relevance. Come on, man. Especially compared to the list of rappers Buddy listed in the article, The Roots, De La Soul, Outkast, like they're not with Eminem in that regard. Nomination and induction into the Hall of Fame is not about popularity, record sales. Individuals can be inducted in 4 categories: performer, early influence, non-performer, and sidemen. The only formal criteria for the performance category is that an artist has to have had their first record 25 years ago. That said, candidates are reviewed and discussed relative to their impact on this music that we broadly call rock and roll. The innovation and influence of these artists is also critical. Gold records, #1 hits, and million sellers are really not appropriate standards for the evaluation. So it sounds like it's subjective as hell. Somebody in the comments, influence, innovation, period. And by that regard, Eminem's gonna shit on all these fools, man. But it's about, because he's white. Basically, the article Buddy put out, Eminem is white. There's rappers before him that were black that helped pave the way for what Eminem was able to do. So based on that, they should be inducted into the Hall of Fame before Eminem. When impact, none of these artists Buddy listed off in this little article compared to the amount of impact Eminem had on hip hop. Eric B, Rakim, pioneers, right? Pioneers. But do they compare to what Eminem had done to hip hop? Just because they came before and they started it, you can't discredit what Eminem has done. It doesn't work that way. Tom Brady about to retire. Do you think for one moment anybody is going to be blinking twice if Tom Brady goes into the Hall of Fame before somebody that hasn't been inducted that was playing before him? Hell no, because there's levels to this shit. That's like the best comparison you can have. Eminem is low-key the Tom Brady of hip-hop, of rap. Longevity, record sales, influence, reach, all the damn prerequisites you would need to be placed on the top 5 dead or alive list, right? I'm not gonna go through those categories, bruh. Eric B, Rakim, Ice-T, De La Soul, Snoop Dogg, Nas, Wu-Tang Clan, Outkast, Roots, Salt and Pepper. None of them are comparing to that shit. So this article is asinine. This article is asinine. All right, let's see what rappers are in the Hall of Fame. Every rapper in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So clearly Run DMC is on there. Jay-Z. So we getting tight that Eminem just got inducted, but Jay-Z is already there. That wasn't an issue. Jay-Z wasn't an issue. He got there before Eric B. Rakim. That's not an issue. Why? Because he black? Damn, for real? All right, there we go. James Todd. Biggie's there. I'm assuming Pac is there. And Eminem can't be there, bruh? NWA. Public Enemy. Beastie Boys. Come on, man. Run DMC. And Grandmaster Flash. And the Furious 5. And if Eminem don't belong there, bro, then, like, bro, gotta take a look in the mirror, bro. He just on some racist hate shit, bro. That's all that is. That's all that is. And this is why I do what I do. This is why I do what I do. I mean, I know that the majority of my family here enjoys that type of content, but I enjoy making that type of content. So I've taken this ride, and he deserves all the praise in the world from what he's offered to hip hop, man. You know what I mean, bruh, there's not a better rapper. Nobody does more with words than Eminem. I don't give a damn. I'm not talking about bars. Bars is a prerequisite. Cadence, lyrics, bars, doubles, triples, schemes. That's bars. But then we got the Reach records, the Impact records, outside the box records, pushing hip hop boundaries. You know what I mean? Like emotional records, transparent records. You know what I mean? Like those, come on, man. Like ain't nobody pushing the envelope. Like just, all right. Eminem low-key has pushed the hip-hop engine so much that he flooded the engine out, man. He don't give a fuck. He pushes boundaries, man. But, I mean, that's for the Marshall Monday where we talking about that. We talking about that. I wasn't here for that. I was here because this is some hate. And that came from Rolling Stone, bro. Rolling Stone, dog. Tell me I'm tripping. I need to stop gassing Eminem. Fuck out of here, bro. I can do what I want, but fuck out of here, dog. And if you don't like what I'm talking about, stop watching. Stop watching. Do me and everybody else a favor. Stop watching. Take that hateful shit over somewhere else. Go ahead and, join these little hateful bandwagons on Eminem with the Rolling Stones trying to tear him down for being white. Come on, man. Anyway, Night Nation, we out here, man. Love y'all. Peace.